Olha o contra-ataque aí. Vem que vem o time avançando rápido pela meio de campo. Bola dominada no pé do camisa 10. Ele vai pra cima, passou pelo primeiro, passou pelo segundo. Invadiu a grande área, vai chutar. Bateu, é gol! Que golaço, minha gente!
A experiência de futebol mais autêntica já criada para os games. Junte-se no 5v5 Rush, a nova maneira de jogar com os amigos e leve seu clube para a vitória. EA Sports FC 25. Dê tudo pelo clube. Já disponível.
RH, quer saber como voar no trabalho? É só usar a Flash. Com a Flash, você concentra toda a gestão de pessoas em um único lugar. Faça a admissão dos colaboradores e solicite mais de 8 categorias de benefícios. Ah, e você ainda pode fazer todo o controle de ponto. Conheça o novo onboarding integrado da Flash em flashapp.com.br.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
And welcome to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Woohoo! This is your friendly, or maybe, not so friendly, tough love advice podcast where you call in with your problems and the things that you're going through, and we use our brains and our hearts and everything else that we possess, our bad bitch syndromes, to give you advice. And we're not professionals, but my co-host and producer is a business professional, Melisa D. Monts.
I didn't get all your joke because you froze, so I don't know what you said.
Well, it was I was saying how, we're not professionals, but you are a business professional. And you're professional boss bitch.
All true. All true.
All very true. So this is a call-in advice show. If you want to call us for an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And we ask that you keep the voicemail to under... Well, we don't ask. We command.
You'll get cut off.
Under 3 minutes. And the best practice, write it down. Then you practice it. You time it out. See if it's going to fit. See if you can add any more information that you should add, take away some stuff that you don't really need. And if you're under 18, get your parents' permission. And if you're over 18, congratulations. Go to war. Because you can't really vote. Vote. Oh, yeah. Vote. Don't go to war. I hate war. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
War.
Do you know why I know that song?
Why?
From Boy Meets World. That's the first time I ever heard that song. And I was like, And I would just walk around singing it because that was my show. It's
a great show. I did too.
So fucking so much.
But when you watched it, you were watching it like on Disney Channel. Were you watching it on TGIF?
TGIF?
Oh
TGIF?
My gosh.
What's TGIF? Maybe I was. What's TGIF? I don't know what it is.
ABC on Friday nights it was called TGIF, and that was like the Friday night lineup. And so it was Boy Meets World, and like Full House was on there, and
wait, was Family
Matters?
Okay, no, then I have. Okay, because was Family Matters on Disney Channel too?
Family Matters was not on Disney Channel.
What about Urkel?
Urkel is Family Matters.
No, but didn't he have a spinoff?
No.
No one gave him a spinoff?
No.
That is
That character is so much. But the thing is, his character was only supposed to be on for like 2 episodes, but then everybody loved him, and then he just took over Family Matters.
I can't believe.
But why the show became his show? There was no
but there
reasons
needed to be a show called. Do you know what I mean? Or even now, well, you know me, I love a spinoff more than I usually love the original. Okay, so before we get into our calls, we've got an update. So let's hear about it.
So yeah, the call that I had was asking for advice because I was asked by a coworker to be a bridesmaid. And we're just not super close. So it was a little weird. She asked me over Snapchat. And so in the moment, I was just like, OMG, thank you so much. I'm honored. I didn't say yes or no. So I was asking you guys and then some coworkers that I feel closer with, what I should do. And everyone was just saying the same thing. You have to be honest. You're just going to have to say it. Although, Megan, you did have really creative advice when you were just say you thought it was a joke. So that was creative, but I just didn't think it would I could last that long. Yeah. So yeah, I was just talking to, first she texted me and she was like, hey, I'm just letting you know that I think we're going to downsize our wedding. We don't know what our finances are going to look like and stuff like that. So it was so unclear. I was like, so you still want me to be a part of it? You don't. And I was like, okay, she's still bringing it up. So I need to say something. I can't get out of it. So I was telling my other coworker, just amp me up. I was like, tell me what I should say. Tell me not to back out of it. I need that. And she was like, well, did you see what she posted on Instagram? And I was like, no.
You didn't see your best friend's post on Instagram?
You're not come on. You don't have post notifications on?
So I went to her Instagram and she had hangers engraved with her bridesmaids' names. And I was not one of them.
Okay.
So I completely lucked out, but I was slightly I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just haven't said anything. Mm-hmm. I left that at that and I haven't heard about it since.
So do you think that weird, vague conversation she had with you about downsizing was hey, you're not going to be a bridesmaid anymore?
I think maybe because, yeah, I don't know. I was thanks for giving me an update. I didn't really say, I don't know. I didn't really do much with it. And I just asked her how she's doing and stuff like that. Cause yeah, we don't actually work together anymore. So we never talk. It was just, yeah, I'm kind of glad it fizzled out the way it did, but.
And also she should not be having a fucking wedding with a wedding part. Do you know what I mean? I know someone who got married and take in mind, they're in Australia or Canada and wherever they are, they're doing a lot better than we are. And they had their wedding and it was them and just their not even their parents, just their siblings. It was 5 people. If you're bridesmaids.
She still was planning to do September 2021.
Yeah.
So that's why it was such an issue because it was I can't I have to do something. I have to say something. So
I can't remember. Is this the same call where she was with the groomsmen of her first wedding?
So yeah, they were best friends, and that's Melissa, you were telling me she probably thinks you're cool because you're encourage the relationship. Because right when we started working together, she had told me, she was so I need your advice. I'm dating my ex-husband's best friend. And I was honestly, as long as you're not being rude about it, you guys aren't friends with him anymore, do whatever you want. And, yeah. So
she took that as you're going to give a blessing at my wedding. You literally thank
Probably.
You.
Yeah,
wow.
exactly.
That's wild. Also, man, the wedding's in 2021. Why'd you make those fucking hangers already?
I know. Well, and I felt so bad because you guys had mentioned this on the call too, or when I was listening back. It's I felt bad because she probably didn't have many other people to ask. But when I was talking to one of my other coworkers, she asked another coworker to be the maid of honor. And I felt bad for that girl because I didn't know that they were that close, and I don't think they are, but she's still part of the wedding. So
wow.
She's like,
but is it because like all the people at her first wedding, like,
I know nothing about this girl.
I just can't even imagine, because all the people at her first wedding would still be all the same people because they were friends, and it's like her husband's friend, best friend. So I'm sure it's just like awkward. They're like, no. And so now she's just clawing to whoever's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's a really nice girl. I liked talking to her at work, but it was just, I didn't really, you have like work friends, like in a corporate
and those
setting.
Work
you
friends
just like
aren't bridesmaids.
Yeah.
Like you have work friends, you have friends, and then you have bridesmaids. Like,
I swear I like just have this like weird like thing with people telling me like, oh, you're gonna come to my wedding, and I'm like, I would never invite
you're a
you
Cancer.
to mine.
You're literally like, that is literally the amount of bitches I've gotten in fights with who've called Sydney their best friend, and I'm like, sit down. No, she doesn't like you that fucking much. She's just polite. She's just nice. She's just sunshine, and you're not fucking special, bitch. Like, it is such a vibe though. Like, so real. Love this for her. Love this journey for her.
Me too.
This is an unconfrontational person's dream. Like when it just works itself out and you just don't have to really do anything. Perfect. I love it. I love it. We love it. And should we get into our calls?
Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Melisa. So I'm calling about some friend problems. I'm trying to talk really fast to get everything in. But I just wanted to say that I love the podcast and I had the number memorized because I listen to it so often. Best friends with this girl, we'll call her Jenny, since 3rd or 4th grade. And we've been best friends our whole lives, all throughout high school. And then our freshman year of college, we decided to room together in a dorm. And so we lived together freshman year. We loved it. It was great. We kind of thought of ourselves as like the exceptions to friends that could live together well. So then our sophomore year, we decided to live together again, and instead in a 4-bedroom apartment with 2 other girls who were randomly assigned to us by the apartment. So Jenny used to always have boyfriend problems. She's been dating the same guy since senior year of high school, and she would always come to me for the problems. I'm a Cancer, so I'm very comforting. And so she would always wake me up in the middle of the night crying and say, he just did this, blah, 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 blah. Please help me. I would always give her advice. I would comfort her, and I would always be there for her. But recently, since we've moved into this apartment, she's been going to our 3rd roommate, we'll call her Sarah, and not to me. And at first I thought it was because I wasn't reaching out enough or making her feel like she could come to me anymore. But recently they were talking in the kitchen about it. And I went out, I just went out to the kitchen to get water or something. And I was like, hey, what are you guys talking about? Like, what happened with your boyfriend? And she just brushed it off. And she was like, oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. And kind of looked at Sarah like, don't say anything. So I just wondered what advice you guys have. I really don't know what to do. Should I confront the situation? Should I just let her be because maybe there's a reason she's not coming to me, and so I shouldn't try to interfere? I just don't know what to do, and she's my best friend. I love her so much, and I want to be there for her. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Did I miss it? Do we like the girl who she's dating? Do you like, do you know what I mean? Like,
no.
Because my instinct reaction is, I mean, you're also a Cancer though. So like but she was also your best friend. So like, what, is she dating someone that you don't really like? Or have you like said things that are like critical, or said that like she should like, or is there someone like in her past, like an ex that you fucking hate? And is she like actually like getting back to...
It might just be like the other girl just gives, maybe, I don't know what kind of advice you give her, but maybe you give her the advice that she like wants to hear, and this other girl gives the advice that she actually needs, or vice versa. Or maybe the other girl can relate more. I wouldn't take it personally.
No, I wouldn't either. And
also,
if this is...
I'm getting more sleep now.
No, she wakes you up in the middle of the night. I would slap someone across the face. It's like,
I
hi.
have done that before when someone woke me up out of my sleep.
Who'd you slap?
My sister. But it was like a reaction, like, why the fuck are you waking me up out of my sleep?
Yeah, I think
it was just like, leave me the fuck alone.
It's a warranted reaction. You go in prepared. You have to assume that's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
It's like when someone tickles you and like Monts will be like, you can't hit me. And I'm like, bitch, I'm sorry. You tickled me and my arms just start flailing.
Yeah.
I cannot be held responsible. I think you're right, though. I think that there is like, we go to different friends for different kinds of advice. And I mean, hell, we talk about it here all the time. That like, we're the people who you come to when you want us to like shoot it to you straight. So I'm curious if there is if you fall under one of those categories. But I would also say like, if this is the only part of your friendship that like have you felt anything else about this? Like, is there any other things that have changed with you guys or anything with your relationship that's felt like strained or weird or different or uncomfortable? And I would also say if she's your best friend, you have to talk to her. Yeah. Like, there shouldn't be any sort of like, if you're worried that you have like hurt her feelings or like not been supportive or something, the only way that you can remedy that is ask her and like talk to her about it. So it's not really necessarily about, I think you can feel any sort of way, but when you don't know why, the version in your head usually is a lot cruel. We're a lot crueler to ourselves in our heads. And the only way that you can like fix that or really get the actual answer is just to ask her about it. And I would also, do you consider yourself kind of like a jealous friend? Like, do you, cause you guys you've been friends for like, since you've been in elementary school. And it sounds like you guys are really like, I mean, I get very like territorial with my like close friends. And I'm just like, what do you get away from her? But not even that, but just kind of like, yeah, I can definitely have a hard time with it. But that's just a conversation for you to have with your friend. Like, as opposed to just trying to figure it out all on your own, because how you feel is how you feel. And that kind of going unchecked is not going to end
it'll just build up with resentment and you'll make up stories as to why she's doing this. Just get down to the nitty gritty of it and then go from there. Yeah.
And also maybe you're not that great at giving advice and
that's okay.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that like you're not valuable as a friend. And also, even if she's like leaned on you heavily for advice prior, maybe like the advice, like maybe she was kind of like, okay, shit's not really working out. And like, I love you, but like, I need to get another opinion in here. But
or like you guys know each other so well, she might actually already like think that she knows what you're going to say. So she's going to this other person for a different perspective.
And maybe there is some like miscommunication there that like her feelings were hurt over something, but you guys just need to have a sit down and have a conversation about it. And I would not include the other roommate in it.
No.
I would just like talk to her about it and just clear the air because it's just no way to live.
Yeah.
Well, there's the fourth roommate.
sleeping soundly
with their door locked, being like, "Do not fucking wake me up in the middle of the night and talk to me about your fucking boy problems." Miserable. Well, wishing you the best. Hope it goes well, and let us know.
Yeah.
Hi, Megan and Melissa. I'm 23 and I'm an Aries. So I'm calling because I listened to You're Not Special, which is amazing, by the way. And I know that, Megan, you dealt with a really toxic roommate situation, so I thought you might be able to help me. I just got out of my own toxic, terrible roommate experience. We were friends, and at first it was great, but then she became really passive-aggressive. She lied to me. She gaslit me. She took advantage of me financially, and my boyfriend even threatened me. She ended up breaking our lease and leaving me high and dry. I scrambled and found a new girl I'd never met before to move in, and so far she's fine. She's actually almost too nice. like asking me to buy me things at the store and taking out the trash and stuff like that. So the problem isn't her, it's me. I don't want her to do anything nice for me or help me out at all. She also wants to talk all the time and be friends. And even though I'm an extrovert, for some reason, I just can't bring myself to that place with her. I kind of just want to be alone. Well, maybe that makes me awful and mean. I don't know. I don't want to punish her for things my old roommate did, but I'm having a really tough time shaking how much pain the first girl caused me. So my question is, how do you move on from a bad roommate? And how can I maintain boundaries with the new roommate without being a total bitch? I love you guys so much. I hope you can help. Thank you.
I could not have, I can see how hard this is. That was the last roommate that I had. Like the next person.
As far as the too nice or?
No. Like how she had like a horrible toxic roommate situation beforehand. Like, and now is in a new one. Like I never got a new, Monts is my new roommate. Like I lived alone after that. And it's fucking hard. But I mean, I think like therapy is, I know that like people can, I don't know, not necessarily minimize this sort of stuff, but like it can feel like, why am I not over this? Like, why is this like, I should be fine, like blah, blah, blah. But like friendships can like fuck with your psyche, and especially people who live with you, like that can really, really, really fuck with you. And it doesn't necessarily like solve the problems once they're gone, because like you can be triggered again by just like a roommate. Like a roommate is triggering for you. So, I mean, therapy is something that I advise 100%. But then I would also just say, have a conversation with your new roommate and like really just like clue them in and just like talk to them about it. And it's like, hey, I just want to give you like kind of like a background on everything that like happened before like you moved in. And I'm just saying this because you're so nice and like you've been like so great, and I have been like questioning the motives and intentions by that, and I don't like that. And that's something that like I'm bringing in from this past experience that I've had, and I'm just trying to process it and deal with it. And I'm like not at the place right now where I can really be a great friend. I can be a good roommate, and I really hope that we can grow to be like great friends too. But I'm really fucking jaded right now, and I just want you to know that. So if there's ever anything you want to talk to me about, like if I'm like totally open to like having those conversations, but I really appreciate how nice and like wonderful you've been. I'm just like really not at a place right now where I can invest in a friendship, but like when I'm there, like you're on that list, and I like would really love to like pursue that friendship with you.
I'd wear a shirt that said "No new friends." No. No, I mean, that's just mean. But, I've talked about my last roommate situation, how it was like a business arrangement. Yeah. And I know this is a little bit different because this is an apartment that like you were in first. So like that shared space is like your space, and well, not your space, but it's comfort for you. And so like for me, when I was with this other roommate, I never would just like be in the shared space when I knew she was going to be there, because I would separate things. But like this is, first of all, I can't even imagine being quarantined with her. But like but like I know this is different because we're like all locked down, you're at home all the time, different situation. But so just like what Megan said, explain to her that like right now, it's just like, I can't let anybody else in. You and I, like you're such a great person. And I have past trauma that I'm working through, and I don't want this to like ruin any potential friendship that we could have down the road.
Yeah, because there's like, if someone told me that, like I'd be like, oh my God, thank you for letting me know, because it can be really draining for the other person to kind of like be putting all of this like effort in and like not really feel like they're being met it in response. And I think for you, you might just beat yourself up about it and like just be like, oh, I just need to do it. But like sometimes you just can't. Like you can't just like force yourself to do that. And especially if you're like going through all of like this, like you're still dealing with all of like the emotional baggage and like processing through all of it, that it's like consuming. Like it's really all consuming. And I think that there like certain things, like when you're like, she takes the trash out or whatever, like there are certain things that like maybe make a list for you to like write down like all of like the nice things that she does and which ones like can you process and rationalize. This is her being a good roommate and this is what roommates should do.
Yeah.
And then which are the ones that are friendship things that I can't reciprocate right now, and like create that difference on those things. Because if you like don't let her take the trash out or do anything like that, then you're becoming a mom for someone else.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
I think she like everything that's like the roommate stuff.
Yeah,
let her do like. Well, and but also pull your weight so it doesn't seem like you're taking advantage of her. So like. She takes the trash out one day, make sure that you do it the next time that trash comes around. But like if it's like sitting and having conversations, yeah, we can be friendly, but like we don't have to be friends.
Yeah. And maybe you guys would benefit from making like a chore chart so it feels a little bit more even, like responsibility wise, and it doesn't feel like oh, I owe you this, oh, I owe you this. Because when you're going through something, it's really hard to feel like other people are dependent or reliant on you in like a self-starting way versus like if I have tasks and I know that other people count on me, like I will do those tasks when I know, but not like, oh, if I'm like, I don't know, if I'm like depressed or whatever, and like I'm waking up later and like the trash, and then someone else like just starts doing the things like, not like cleaning up after you, but like their schedules are different. And so it gets ahead of it. And then it becomes like, oh, what the fuck am I bringing to this? Like this can get really hard. So if you can assign those kinds of roles and tasks, that also might make it feel a little bit less like she's doing something nice and that she's just pulling her weight as a roommate, which your other roommates should have done.
Yeah.
But it is hard because like it does become, I mean, I always say that like I had like after my college situation, my bar and like my level for like the bar for my friends were so fucking low. Like if it was even marginally better than they were, and that's like how you keep accepting shitty people into your life, is because like, well, they're not the shittiest, but like on the spectrum of not shit and shit, they're still shit. And so like that becomes like a really hard thing to do if you don't process that kind of stuff. And it sounds like you're having a roommate who is very much the polar opposite, and that can also just be, it can feel, like jarring and like, what the fuck is going on? This is too good to be true. But
exactly.
I've got faith in you. And terrible roommates suck.
So fucking much.
They're the worst. Ugh. Well, best of luck. Let us know how that conversation goes. Hope you can create those boundaries and everything gets better. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back from our break and we're going to get into the rest of the calls.
Hi, Megan and Melissa. I just wanted to start off by saying I love your podcast. And yes, I am sitting in my car. Hopefully you can't hear the AC. I'm not actually going anywhere, just sitting in here. So I have a problem with just being overly jealous for sometimes no reason. Maybe there's a reason. I just wanted to know if this is normal and if you guys have any advice on how not to be so jealous for no reason. So a little backstory. I was dating this guy for almost 2 years. We've been broken up for the past few months, but we started talking a few weeks ago, hoping kind of maybe that we could rekindle things just because we broke up for some reasons that weren't very significant, and we both thought maybe we can work through it. So we've been talking for the past few weeks, but obviously in the few months that we've been broken up, he did talk to a few other girls. He's maybe even still on Tinder. I'm not sure, and I've kind of noticed from overthinking everything and stalking the shit out of his Instagram and Twitter, which I know I shouldn't be doing, but I do anyways. So I see that he has some new girl followers, but I think now he's gone off the apps because he is more focused on me. But then 2 days ago, he was talking to me about a new friend he made. So he's over at college on his college campus because he had to go back, and I'm working full time an hour and a half away from him. So I haven't seen him because of quarantine and everything. But he has been there, and he told me, and he's always suffered with like extreme anxiety and disorder and depression. So he hasn't really ever made any friends while he was at college, and I was kind of his only person. So he told me a few days ago that he made a really good friend, and I was happy for him, but his friend is a girl, and I don't know why my mind just goes straight to thinking, okay, even if he's not attracted to her now, him and her will probably make something out of their friendship. And he told me, like, you know, she looks just like his sister, and he said, like, she looks like my sister. She's not my type at all. We're just good friends. And he's even told me that I think she has a girlfriend or she's talking to a girl, so there might really be no threat. And he's never given me a reason to be jealous. I've always just been so jealous of his exes and any girl he's talked to in the past or any female friends he has, even when he assures me they're just friends. And he doesn't really like talking about it too much because he's like, there's no reason and you're overthinking. But with this girl, I feel like, what if something does come of it? Or maybe he's being honest and literally nothing, and I should be happy for him having a new friend. I just would like some advice on how not to be so jealous, or if this is just a gut feeling and maybe I'm right. So please let me know. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
This is hard because I love a gut feeling, and we're all about gut feelings here, but it sounds like you felt like this with every female in his life. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really sound like a gut instinct. And also a gut instinct, it's like, that's different. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like, a gut instinct would be like,
it's like one time it happens and you just felt something in your gut that's like, something isn't right. But this is a problem. I wouldn't say it's a problem. This is a reoccurring issue that you've had with any girl that's ever been in his life.
Yeah, this would be a gut feeling if you've never had an issue before. You have no issue with any of his female friends, none of his exes, like you've had nothing. And this person, like this girl, like you just had the gut feeling. But this is just the same sort of thing. And you've said that he hasn't given you any reason to feel this way at all. I mean, so I think it's natural if you break up with someone, then you get back together. I think it's natural to like, you know, be like kind of like sad or upset. Like you also didn't mention if you've dated anyone, like you hooked up with anyone in between. And I think it's natural, yeah, to feel like you hooked up with these people, like in between, like, and because also you are sussing out, like rekindling it. So it is like, did you have feelings for anybody else, or like were you just trying to like get over, like I want to know what happened in those in between months. Like I think that's understandable. But if you also, while you were dating him, you had issues with his ex-girlfriend, and while you were dating him, you had issues with his friends, and he's never given you any sort of like reason to feel that way. And that becomes like something that's on you. I don't know where your self-esteem is at. Like if you are like a really insecure person, or if you didn't mention anything about like previous relationships being, having had something like happen before that you kind of are traumatized. Like it's like, you know, like that's the reason why you're feeling this now. But I think if it's just stemming from the fact that it sounds like when you were, and I'm like definitely a jealous person, but like if someone like checked Monts out or whatever, and like I would just be like, excuse me, bitch. Like, but I wouldn't. There's like a difference of having a gut feeling about someone and like knowing that, and then having that be like, yeah, the constant. So. And I say this like not in like accusatory way, or that you should feel like this at all, but like, do you feel like you deserve your boyfriend? Like, is there a part of you that feels like you don't, and feels like he hasn't given you any reason to think that he would be into other people, but do you feel like he should be? Like, is your self-esteem not great, and you look at the relationship and you go, well, of course he would like this person, of course he would like this person, of course he would like this person. Like, there is a difference of feeling like everybody is a threat to your relationship because your partner has not made you feel secure in your relationship. And then there's also someone as a threat to your relationship. You feel like someone's a threat to your relationship because you don't feel like you're bringing what you want. You don't feel confident in who you are and what you're bringing to the relationship. So you have to check that. And because also, if it's just like the idea that other women are a threat to your relationship is just internalized misogyny, that like women are.
Especially because he said that this girl was into another girl.
Yeah. And it also, he has had ex-girlfriends, he's had female friends before, and all of that. Like, if anything, those previous experiences should have shown you he has, like, this isn't sus. Like, this is something that, like, I didn't like these people, and it was unwarranted, and I had no reason to, and I felt like they were a threat to our relationship, and they weren't. And you even said, like, what you broke up, like, the reasons are so minuscule and, like, not really important anymore. It's not like he got with his ex. You know what I mean? Like, it's those anxious feelings and, like, thoughts that you were having, none of them came to fruition. So why would this one then also be, why would this one be true?
Yeah.
So
also, you said earlier, like, I've always had like jealousy issues. Maybe like it's something, maybe it's not. Like, I would get to the root of what it is. Really, like, why are you jealous? Like, where is this coming from? Has he given a reason, or is it historical and it's someone else that gave you a reason to be that? And that's not fair on him for you to put your jealousy from past relationships onto him. So like, figure it out and then work through that. And I would say even work through it before you guys officially get back together, because you're not officially together yet.
Yeah, I would, figure it out. And like, you know, whether it's like reading books or talking to a therapist or like just doing a lot of internal reflecting, like, do you have abandonment issues from childhood? Like, did you have an absent parent who was never really around? And even if it's not so crystal clear, like if you had a parent, and again, not a therapist, not a psychologist, but like if you had a parent who worked all the time and then got a promotion and then worked even more and traveled even more, and then it became these external factors took away this person from you. And so then that doesn't feel secure. And then also that can also, even in general, that can breed a lot of insecurity that like, I'm not worth, and this is not true at all, but like from personal experience, it can also bring a lot of like, I'm not worth, people always leave me. Like, I'm not worth sticking around for. Like, I'm not something that tethers someone down here. Like, they choose all of these things over me. And that can reflect in the relationships that you have. And I think a lot of the time people like look at it really black and white of like, oh, do you have daddy issues or do you have mommy issues? But like, you can have like relationships with your parents to this day, and no relationship with a like parent child or whatever, like nothing was perfect. Like no one ever raised a kid perfectly at all. And even if they did, like other outlying factors of things that have like happened or whatever. So I wouldn't, if you don't necessarily think that you fit the like playbook for someone who would have, I don't know, not necessarily trauma, but like bring in things from your past into your new relationships, don't let that hold you back, because a lot of that stuff is things that happen to like people from when the time we're really fucking young, and we don't really understand it because we don't know any different. Because saying that like, oh, I'm a really jealous person, you weren't born a jealous person. And it's also not, you don't have to die a jealous person. Like there are the times where it's warranted and it's right, but you also need, I don't think right now everyone is setting off those red flags to you. So then if someone did come along who actually set off those red flags, just like you're saying right now, you don't know if this girl, like, you don't know, because everyone, you're having that response with every single person. But I think it's a conversation to have with yourself, with a therapist, read a book, and then, talk to your boyfriend about it. And and I would honestly I would also just like ask what he has to say about it, because I'm sure for him it's incredibly frustrating that it feels like he can only be friends with men and cannot have dated anybody or talked to anybody before that. And you guys need to be on like the same page. And yeah, it's not a way to go into rekindling a relationship.
Right.
Because he didn't owe you anything while you guys weren't together. Like if he was talking to other girls or like hooking up with other people, like it's allowed to do that. Historical moments. Well,
all right.
Let us know how it goes. Hope it goes well. Wishing you happy thoughts.
Hi, Megan. So I need advice on my relationship. So I've been with my boyfriend now for 5 years, and through that time, I haven't fully, or like in the beginning, I didn't really want to be in the relationship, but I finally gave him a chance, and we started dating senior year of high school, and now we both graduated college, and we're still here. But our lease is up in a month, and we're both moving back home, which is only like an hour away. So it's not like a significant move, but I haven't really wanted to move back in with him back home, and I talked to a therapist this year, and I told her everything that's been going on, and she's pointed out how he's been like manipulative and toxic and all these different things, and like all these bad things have been going on through our relationship, but it hasn't been anything severe. Like he's not abusive or anything, not to downplay anything, but I just haven't really been happy. And so I tried to break up with him about a month ago, and he didn't take it very well, and we were still living together, and we were broken up for about a week, and he kept begging for me to give him another chance, and I finally did. And we communicated about all the issues I had and the issues he had, and the past month was a lot better than the past 5 years have been, but at the same time, I'm still not wanting to continue the relationship, and I've been telling him that, but he's still not ready to end things. And so he wants me to give him one more month of us living back home and him being better and me working on communicating better. But at the same time, I'm still wanting to just end things already and just be on my own. And I've also been questioning my sexuality. That's something I want to experiment on, I guess. But he just wants me to give him one more month, and then after that, if I'm still feeling this way, then he's okay. Well, not okay with that, but ready to end things, I guess, or would be more open to it. And I just don't know what to do. I keep going back and forth with wanting to give him that 1 month of a chance, but at the same time, I'm just so ready to be done with this relationship, take a break, and I really don't know if that's enough information. A lot of my friends think that we should end our relationship already, that I should move on, he should move on, and we should try different things. And my therapist honestly thinks that we should break up too, even though she hasn't really said that because she can't. But I can definitely tell with the way she says things and her reactions to me saying like, oh, we broke up or we're getting back together, whatever. But I need your help. I need advice from an outside standpoint. Thank you so much.
She only wants your opinion.
Stop. You guys have to say both of our names. It's okay.
I don't know. Like, the thing is, no one thinks that you should be with this dude. You don't think you should be with this dude. If we have to be the last people that you come to, like, why are you with him? All he's doing is manipulating you more. This is exactly what your therapist was talking about. He's manipulative. You give him 1 more month and then it'll be another month on top of that. You don't even like him. Like, you don't want to be with him anymore. You don't want to live with him anymore. This is just another way of him to control you. Just get out. Like, moving home is the best thing because you don't, that's the cleanest way that you can break up. Like, leave him. I hate him so much.
I hate him so much. You're right. He's so manipulative. And even the fact that, like, you want to break up and you've wanted to break up, and then you're like, yeah, and I told him like, and you know, like on this break, like I would work on my communication issues. I go, no, ma'am. You wanted to break up with him. Why do you have shit to work on?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have shit to work on? That's gaslighting. The fact that you're saying you want to break up because, and I'm sure like you just wanted to break up, and then he had like, well, why? Like, what are these issues? You address those issues, and then he brings up your issues, and then suddenly you're back together and you're working on your issues. And even if he says he's working on his, the fact that you were included in the conversation, like that's something that like is very like not even necessarily like manipulative or toxic in relationships, but it can be really easy to do the tit for tat sort of thing. And that's like been like the greatest thing that like Monts and I've learned in therapy, that it's like if one of us brings up an issue, that's our time. You don't get to bring up another issue that you have just because we're sitting down and having a serious talk. Like, too bad. You got to sit this one out. Like, you got to wait till the next time. It's not your turn. And this is like intentionally manipulative, and like, yeah, he's not going to fucking be done after a month.
No.
Like,
what kind of time limit is that anyway?
No, like it's
and
nothing.
Let's just say he's just on his best behavior for this month, and then day 32 rolls around and he's back on his same bullshit. And then he's going to be crying to you like, don't worry, I can change. Just give me a month. It's never going to end. And you just have to cut your losses and go find you a woman.
Yes. Nothing makes me happier than when we hear these calls of people dating trash men, and then we find out that you are also attracted to women. And I'm like, fuck yes. Get you a fucking nice, wonderful woman. Like, just fuck this dude. And like you said, like you moving in with your parents is the fucking blessing of the year. Because when you are out of that manipulative cycle, I've dated like some trash people, and like I literally like flew back to Marin to be with Sydney so I could break up with someone, because I'm like, I can't do it here. Like, I've been coerced into staying so many fucking times. And that's something that like, once you're out of it and you are like looking back on it, you're going to have so much more, I don't want to say strength, but like you're clear headed, because like he's not in your fucking like brain, like manipulating the shit out of you and making you feel responsible for his like shortcomings in a relationship. And that's become like when you bring up issues in a relationship and somebody else brings up your issues, like psychologically, that's essentially saying, these are your issues, which is why I'm doing this. So essentially what I'm doing, you did to yourself. You did that. You chose, you did these things that made me do this. So you did this.
Yep.
Which is super fucked. And I think the second that you are out of there and you are at home, like, even if it's just a level of you text him, hey, and also normalize breaking up with people over text who won't fucking take no for an answer. Normalize doing whatever the fuck you need to do for your own mental health and your own fucking sanity and your own fucking safety. So break up with him for the 100th fucking time over text message, and so you don't have to like hang up the phone on him if you don't feel comfortable doing that, but also like fucking hang up if you want to. And then get home, tell your parents or whoever you live with at home, and say, we broke up. Me and fucking, what should his name be? Jeremiah. No.
I was going to say Jake. It's still in the same ballpark.
Oh, but see, then Jake Peralta. And then also one of my best friends' name is Jake. Okay. We need a good... I need Kyle to change his name. Chase. Yes. So, hi, family who I live with, or people who I live with. Chase and I broke up with Chase. And that relationship was so manipulative and so fucking toxic. And he talked me into staying together all of these times. And I need you all to hold me accountable. If he calls this phone, if he shows up here, I need us all to be on the same page, because I was miserable in that relationship and I was so unhappy. And he would just manipulate me and make me feel like it was my fault and like make me get reinvested in it. And I'm telling you right now, while he is not around, he is not here, I do not like him. I don't want to be with him anymore. And I need us all to be on the same team. And 1, 2, 3, break.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's on the same page with you, and then you tell your therapist, you tell your friends, you've got a whole team of people who are going to hold you accountable. And then just block his number. Just block his number. Don't engage with the text messages. Don't like any sort of like manipulation of like let's just like talk. Like, I'm just really missing you. Like this. No. You don't get over a breakup by conversing with the person who broke up with you.
Exactly.
Manipulative as fuck. So cut the response off completely And that will not only help you, but it will also help him.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he will date somebody else and you'll be so relieved.
And warn her. Fuck Chase, though. Like,
yeah, fuck that. I hate that. Ugh.
Take some time for yourself and then get out there into the lady pond, as they say on Bravo.
Lady pond. Oh yeah, that's what I've seen those Watch What Happens Live clips where like Andy asks, yes, like
have
dip
you
your toes
dipped
like,
into the lady pond?
I never did realize how funny that was until you just said it. Oh, that is really funny. The lady pond.
All right. Ready for Don't Blame then?
Yes.
So this one is from
Dora? Dora.
Didn't even realize it did it. Season 6, episode 22. And the original caller, her sister quit her job and was like, can you still watch my kid all day and I don't pay you anymore? So here's someone calling to share their advice about that.
I hope it's not a similar situation. That sucks.
Basically, what I would like to say to this girl is your skills are so valuable as a CNA that there is absolutely no scenario that you should not be getting paid for childcare. And to be working a 14-hour day, if you're getting paid $15 an hour, which is what, I mean, like as a full-time nanny, that's what I charge for like date night setting. That's not what I charge for a full 14-hour day. But let's just pretend you're charging $15 an hour. That's $200 for what you said, 2 days a week that you're working like this for your sister. That's $400 a week that you're missing out on, which is just, it's insane to me. So I'm stressed for you because I understand that not only is it difficult to talk about money in general, but especially when it comes to talking about it with family. At the end of the day, though, the skills that you have, the training that you have is so valuable, and that shouldn't go unnoticed. Also, the fact that you are spending so much time with your nephew and helping him develop and taking him places and caring for him by giving him baths or feeding him or reading to him or, you know, whatever. You're helping this kid develop and grow. And that's fine and dandy, but that's not on auntie time. That's on caregiver time. And you need to be paid for that. And that needs to be recognized by your sister and her partner. You didn't say, you know, husband or wife, but whatever. But like, if her partner is working, then they also, you know, can be contributing to this for you because that's, you know, their stepchild. So at the end of the day, as difficult as it is, you need to talk to your sister, you need to talk to her partner, and you need to figure it out because it's just not okay to not be getting paid for this. It's incredibly hard work. And I think what would really help is having some sort of written agreement to basically just talk about like what is expected of you and what is expected of them as basically an employer. Like I said, I've been in childcare for 4 years now, full time, and just listening to you, I'm just so stressed for you, and I wish you nothing but the best, and I really hope that you can get this sorted out. Oh, stressed for you. Bye.
I like her voice.
I like her voice and her demeanor.
Yeah,
and
I can tell
delivery.
she works in childcare.
Mm-hmm.
I feel supported.
I do too.
The call wasn't even about me. I feel like supported and seen and validated.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. If you ever get bored of childcare or exhausted, I feel like you'd be a great therapist too. Because
I think that they kind of go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's so truly, I think like also all doctors should have to have like some good child care or like therapy training in the sense of like bedside manner, because that's something that like when you hear someone talk or whatever who's like a preschool teacher or a kindergarten teacher, like it gives you that warm fuzzy feeling and it's intentional. Like there's a reason and a cadence to how you speak and why you say what you do and like how you move your mouth, like all of that kind of stuff. And you know, I love a good bedside manner. Like I would love if that translated more. So nice. I had such an aggressive doctor when I was a kid and I was like, these scare me so much.
I had the great Dr. O'Connell. He'd probably listen to this if he said, like, my sister's kids still go to him.
Stop.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's so fucking precious.
And like they can like text him if like something's like, he's very nice. And if I was like, Dr. O'Connell, would you listen to my podcast? He would.
That's so cute. I love that. Well, I mean, I think this callback, I think you got all like, yeah, very, very, very spot on with it. I didn't even really think of it maybe because I don't think I knew what I don't think I knew what a CNA, that's what it is, right? I think I asked you after the call what that was. Yeah. But I think like specifically what she's saying about how, you know, she's very trained to take care, like,
yeah,
it's not just like a babysitter.
Not just like because the original caller had like her stepdaughter was watching the kid with no type of training and getting paid.
Yeah, no, it's like asking like a composer to like, you know, play at like play at your home for like free after you've been like employing them to like, I don't know, be in an orchestra. Like, I don't know, fucking some shit where it's very overly qualified for this work that is past the scope of your qualifications your qualifications like overcomes your like relationship. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like sense. When people ask me to like, friends will ask me to like, can you produce my podcast for me? And I'm like, are you going to pay me?
Yeah.
And they're like,
that's not in the scope of our friendship.
They think like it should be just like a friendly thing. I'm like, no, like this is it's a profession. I'm not just going to provide something free when like you're taking away from me either having my relaxation time or from my paycheck.
Yep. Yeah, I hope this original caller, I hope making money, creating those boundaries. I did like I remember that one of your advice from the original call was what you said, some song to play while you
better have my money.
Yeah.
Rihanna.
I hope you got paid. We should get an update. If you are listening, we would love to have an update. And that's the end of our episode. But speaking of updates, we love having our live updates. And if you have called in for a previous episode, give us an update.
Yeah, and it's like it doesn't matter like if you think it's boring or if you think like I don't need any more advice, it resolved itself. We still just want to hear from you.
And if you didn't take our advice, don't worry. It's okay.
No, we don't.
We might tell you we told you so, but then there's other times like, yeah.
You might, the situation might have been like too quick before the episode came out. We still want to know what happened.
We're curious as fuck. Let us know. You can't give us the beginnings and then not tell us the end.
Yeah.
We want to know. We want to know. And yeah, think of like the girl who the succubus boyfriend and all of the saga of all of that. We love to know that shit.
Yeah.
And even if it's, you know, less witches, it's okay too. If you want to call in for an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. For updates, should they send us emails?
Do the same thing. You can send an email or call in, whatever. We're still going to get to it.
Yeah, please do it. And follow us on socials. You can watch my show, Just Ask the Baker, on the Food Network Kitchen app. And you can buy my book. If you're in Canada, you can watch my movie, The Honor List. If you're a casting director, I'm very unemployed. If you'd like to put me in something. Anything you want to promote? If
you're
podcasts?
A financier, then contact me. I've got some screenplays that I would like produced. That's what I want to promote right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Money.
Money. I've
We
got
also have
a great
Patreon.
one. Yeah. We start a GoFundMe for the one screenplay that Megan would star in.
You started a GoFundMe?
No, I'm just saying. What if we did that?
I was like, I feel like we should use up all of our connections before we go to the people.
GoFundMe is if we go to GoFundMe, then we're out.
Yeah, no, then I just love how it would be GoFundMe as opposed to like, what are the ones that you use for scripts? Yeah.
Do people even use those anymore?
No, but there was one like way back in the day.
What was it called?
But that's why it's funny to say it would be on GoFundMe, because GoFundMe is for people whose like houses burned down.
Yeah.
For people who like medical
pay for
bills.
My funeral.
Yeah,
my
and we're
uncle's funeral. Yeah.
Creative arts, support the arts. I do not remember what that original one was called.
It's gonna bother me now.
You fucking do. We'll look it up after.
Yeah. Close it out for us, Megan.
Okay. Follow us on socials, and we're really working in Georgia, everybody. So phone bank, text bank, donate money, whatever you can. Stacey needs an app. So we got to pull our weight, everybody. And we'll see you. Patreon. Our videos are on Patreon, and you can sign up there, $5 a month. It helps us continue to do the current show that you're watching. And as a thank you, we do 2 live streams a month over there, and we do like Zooms, and we hang out, we talk. It's a great place to meet people, make some virtual friends, talk about, TV shows that we're watching. We talk about politics, and we have been talking about, I don't know by the time this is up, doing some, we watch a movie and then we review it afterwards and we all talk about it together. So think of it like a book club, movie club, friends, just hanging, kicking it. We live for it.
Kickstarter.
That's what it was. Yes. Thank God. Okay. Well, on that note, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye. Don't Blame Me is a production by me, executive produced by Melisa D. Monts, edited by Katrina Henning, and music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, and with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Do you love Disney? Do you love top 10 lists? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. The parks, the movies, the music, the food, the lore. There is nothing we don't cover on our show.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed.
I had Danielle and Megan record some answers to seemingly meaningless questions. I asked Danielle what insect song is typically higher pitched in hotter temperatures and lower pitched in cooler temperatures.
You got this.
No, I didn't.
Don't believe that. About a wish coming true? Well, I didn't either. Of course, I'm just a
cicada. I'm crying. I'm so sorry, Jiminy.
You win that one.
So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.